I'm pretty sure that's a chainsaw, and I'm pretty sure they're cutting off branches. I'm gonna attempt to make this video anyway. So let's get started. So today I wanted to do something a little different. Let me know what you guys think of this style of video, but I really felt like gushing about a few of my favorite things from the last month. I watch favorite videos from other YouTubers, and I thought, heck, why do they get to have all the fun? This is kind of a mashup. I'm gonna go over my favorite things from March, and then I'm gonna show you guys my tent and give you a very quick tent tour. And then I've got a bit of an announcement for you guys, so please stay tuned to the very end, because I got something to say. But before we do that, let's talk favorites. Favorite clothes, because I actually did come into possession of a few new items, one being this pretty little ditty. I guess you could call it a kimono style, but I really love robe type apparel. I actually bought it off of Forever 21, but I'm really happy with it. The color is beautiful. I love the pattern, especially on the back, and I love that it has slits. So it really moves nicely, but it really gives me that Miss Hannigan vibe that I try and go for every once in a while. The second item of clothing is this guy. There are certain mornings out here where it gets really cold, and also going up to Volcano recently, I realized I really need some winter wear, so I actually had my parents send me out this hat. I put it in my winter storage box back home that my parents are holding on to, but I really needed a beanie, and I said, I don't care what beanie you send me, surprise me. So they sent me my little floof ball beanie, and I'm just so happy to have it back and a little piece of home with me. Next, I'm going to talk about some favorite food items. One I mentioned in a live stream, I think, recently, or in a video, I can't remember, but nutritional yeast. I finally found where to buy it here on the island and have been loving it. I put it on almost everything. It just makes everything cheesy. Cheesy, delicious. Second food item that I have really become a fan of this month, that is so loud, is decaf green tea. I used to drink green tea all of the time, but I went caffeine-free about 3 months ago and haven't had any tea. So I finally purchased some decaf green tea, and I love every morning having a nice warm cup of something and getting all of the goodness that comes from green tea without the caffeine. Next category, I guess, are just random things that I've acquired in the last month. And actually, one of these items I didn't get in the last month. I got it like 2 months ago, but I just really love it, so I wanted to show it to you guys again. I showed it in a live stream, but a lot of you guys don't watch my live streams because they're long, which I get. So I wanted to show you guys this beautiful crystal that I got, and the story behind it is I was at a dive bar a couple months ago, and there was a singer, and I went up to her and told her how good she did, and I was just wanting to compliment her because I really enjoyed her voice. I don't know what happened, but like I guess I touched her hand or something, and she had this crystal in her hand, and she goes, I just feel like I need to give this to you. And it was like this beautiful magical moment between strangers. I really love having it in my tent, and it just brings good vibes, you could say. Second random item that I'm really loving right now is my new chapstick. I'm pretty sure I have a food allergy, but I have really sensitive lips, and also I do strive to purchase as much vegan, cruelty-free skincare as possible as well. So I'm picky. That's what I'm getting at. I did some poking around online, and I found this on Amazon, so I actually was able to order 3 of these from Amazon Prime, from Ocean Potion, Moisturizing Lip Potion, SPF 45 with aloe vera, and I am very happy with it. I took a chance, bought 3 tubes. I will absolutely be using all 3 of these. I love the feel. I love the smell. It's kind of floral, kind of gentle. Big fan of my chapstick. Next category I want to talk about are favorite apps. The first one is the update to clock on the iPhone. They now have a bedtime category in the app, and I just started using it, and I am a super fan. Not only are the wake-up calls really gentle and lovely, and now I'm not waking up to an alarm ever, but it also reminds me when I need to go to bed. It's really improved my nighttime routine in general, and I always wake up to soothing sounds. Second app is something I mentioned in a previous video, but I wanted to talk about it one more time, and that is Wunderlist. So my landlord uses Wunderlist to communicate with me on what needs to get done, and it's just really easy for us to use on the farm, but I have actually started to use it for myself personally, and I make shopping lists and to-do lists, and I get YouTube video ideas, and it's just really nice to have everything very organized on Wunderlist. So check it out if you need some extra organization. I want to throw in a third app, and that is Skyview Light. You hold it up to the sky and it will tell you where the stars are, where the Hubble space station is, where the planets are, and it's a really cool way to identify constellations. The stars out here are so magnificent, and my appreciation for the stars has skyrocketed since moving to Hawaii, and now I have just another level where I can educate myself and explore the sky at night. Next category would be my favorite YouTubers, and for those of you who watch most of my videos, you probably already watched my top 20 YouTubers, but I'm always adding people to that list. People come, people go, and that list was very much the people who have stuck around long term, but I do have a few additions that I want to talk about. The first one I actually wrote in the comment section of that video because I was so excited to share her with you guys, and that is Lindsay Ellis. Basically what she does is video essays about movies. She has a lot of Disney material, a lot of musical material, so things that genuinely interest me, but she's super smart, witty, and you click on a video thinking you're gonna get one thing, and then it just snowballs into something completely different. It's amazing. If you're interested in checking her out, I think starting with her video about Pocahontas is a really strong start. It is excellent. And the second YouTuber who I've really been appreciating lately is Tammy Tarugian? I don't know. Her name's Tammy. I just discovered her last week, and I've already watched a lot of her videos. She is all about fitness, veganism, high carb, low fat, high interval training, things that I'm really trying to get into, and I've really enjoyed the information that she shares, and she's got a cool personality too, so I like Tammy. Next category is kind of a stretch, but I don't care. I do what I want here on this channel, and that is my favorite pets, and I guess favorite animals too, but oh my god, that is so loud, I'm so sorry. But I live with a lot of animals out here, and this last month I just really have bonded with Hermione, my cat that lives in the tent with me. I mean, she's not my cat. Really, she lets me stay in the tent. But Hermione has quickly become one of my best friends. I am just so happy to have her. She gives me so much company. I love her so much. And then the second pet that I really bonded with this last month was Eli the dog, and the reason being is because my landlord travels quite often, and he was gone for like 2 weeks this past month, so I really took over taking care of the dogs during that time, and me and Eli really just got along well. I let him up on my bed one night, I've let him sleep in the tent a couple nights, I've actually slept up in the main house a couple times just to keep the dogs comfortable and happy. I've been kind of figuring out what works best, but in that process, me and Eli really bonded, and he's the goofiest dog ever. I love him. The next category I want to talk about are my favorite habits. Things that I've incorporated into my life out here that are relatively new. That is so loud. He shut it off. Oh. I think he might be done. The first new habit that I've been incorporating into this month has been writing down everything I'm thankful for in the morning, and possibly some positive affirmations. Because I have started to get into the habit of just like going on my phone in bed, just kind of slows me down. But by waking up and writing instead, I always have to sit up to write it. I might even stay in bed and write, but just the act of getting up, getting the day going, and thinking about all the things that are good in my life is just incredibly beneficial. The second habit I've been getting into a lot this last month has been food prepping. Usually about once a week to once every week and a half, I spend a few good hours roasting vegetables. I cook up a bunch of quinoa. That's the other cat, by the way. Hi, Taboo. You want to say hi? She's really cute, too. Not gonna lie. Yes. Now I feel bad that she's not on my favorites list, but that's just because we don't spend a lot of time together. She's just a sweet little baby. I love you. Bye. So by spending a few hours every week or so getting food ready, it really just helps everything go smoother throughout the week, and it helps me to eat healthier and not make impulsive decisions while I'm out or whatever. So I've been eating at home almost every meal for the first time in my entire life, and it's really, really good. Okay, the next category I'm so excited to tell you about, and I don't vlog every time I go do something interesting out here, and that is why I want to tell you guys about my favorite memories and favorite adventures from the past month. About 2 weeks ago, I did the Captain Cook Monument Trail again, and that was the day that all of my footage got lost, which you may have heard about in my rant live stream recently. I hiked down to go swimming and snorkeling, and I met these two girls that were really cool, and I was just kind of hanging out, whatever. My GoPro actually broke that day too. Like, a lot of good and a lot of bad happened that day. It was like such a strange combination of things. But ultimately that day is still like one of the best days of my entire life, regardless of any negativity involved, broken cameras and what have you. But the sun was starting to set, and that is usually the time when the dolphins wake up. So I was on shore, and, you know, I saw a nice big pod of dolphins out there in the distance, and they were pretty far out. And one of the girls who was also at the monument, she's a kayaking instructor, and she was there with her other friend, and they were going to go out and swim, and they invited me along with. So I'm like, heck yeah, let's go swim with dolphins. So we swim out, and, you know, legally you aren't able to swim within a certain number of yards, and I was really grateful to have her there to teach me what is okay and what is not okay, because I'm absolutely not trying to disrupt a dolphin's natural behavior by any means. So we swam out like maybe 100 yards. It was maybe the farthest I've ever swam. And we're waiting, and we see the dolphins, and they're doing their flips and stuff. They had just woken up, like they're obviously being really active, playing a lot. And, you know, the sky's turning beautiful colors, and they are allowed at that point to come to us, but we're not going to pursue them. And we're just kind of waiting and waiting, and the girl says, her name's Brennan. Brennan goes, they really like multiple heartbeats and singing, so let's huddle together, and one of you needs to start singing. So we get really close to each other, and I start to sing, and oh, hey, Eli. This guy, I swear. Hi, baby. Hi. I love you. Hi. I start singing, and I swear I started to sing the Little Mermaid song. I couldn't think of anything else to sing. And the second I started singing, one of them just comes right to us and flips right in the air. And I'm talking like maybe a foot away from Brennan, 3 feet from me. Like, it was, she got splashed. And it was incredible. And then they all came, and they're circling us, and they're talking, and I've got my snorkel mask on, so, you know, you can look under the water, and you see them swimming underneath, and they're swimming around, and there was probably like 10 of them around us, and then there were other groups farther away as well that we could see, but they got really close to us, and they were just spinning up in the air, and it was just one of those moments that, I mean, it was a once-in-a-lifetime thing, because out here the dolphins are pretty easy to find, and they're usually resting. They're usually in like their sleep mode during the day when snorkelers go out to see them, and that's why there's been a lot of problems out here with swimmers approaching the dolphins and like messing with them, because technically they're asleep. But the fact that they were so active and so talkative and curious, they were just really curious, and I just couldn't even believe how beautiful their colors were. The spinner dolphins have stripes down their side, and the blues and the whites, it was just incredible. They are the coolest. So yes, I got to swim with dolphins. Yay! I have no documentation of the experience, no photos except for this one of us after we went swimming. And then I had to hike up in the dark, and that wasn't very fun, but it was so worth it. Oh my god. And the second big adventure I had was visiting YPO Valley. And I actually got invited to go with the Airbnb family who is staying on the farm right now. Some of the most spectacular views of the island that I've seen so far. We hiked up heading into the other valley, which that would take, I think it's like 10 miles or so total, so we only did it for like a little ways up. But it gave us this incredible view of the valley and the ocean, and there's multiple waterfalls. I think I saw 3 or 4 waterfalls total throughout the valley and along the cliffside, and we ran into wild horses out there, which was crazy. I don't actually think, they might not be wild because they were acting really calm. I don't really know the story behind it, but we got to pet and meet some horses that were just on the hiking trail that we were hiking on. It was just a really beautiful day. It's been raining a lot lately, so the fact that we lucked out with weather like that was so amazing. And then we finished our adventure with a quick dip into the ocean, which was so nice after getting all sweaty and hot from hiking around. And then we got dinner at Big Island Brew House in Waimea, which is a town near YPO Valley. So getting to explore an entirely new area of the island. Oh, and I got to see Maui, which I didn't even know you could see Maui from the Big Island, but I guess it makes sense. We're pretty close. And then I got to see some snow too on Mauna Kea. I'm just like super happy that they invited me along. I was actually going to go by myself. The plans just sort of worked out, so having some really good company to experience all of those amazing things, it was just like kind of the perfect day. And just to wrap up these favorites, I wanted to talk about things that are really special about today, April 1st, which is not the day I'm filming this, but it is the day I'm posting this. So this day is really special for 3 reasons. Reason number 1 is April 1st of last year was the day that I left on my 6-month road trip. And you can go watch the video about it if you want. You can go see, I don't know, I guess like noob Holly on her first day traveling. And it's just amazing to think that it was 1 year ago. The second cool thing about today is Easter. And then I think about what I did on Easter last year, which I was in New Orleans for Easter. Again, really fun vlog. And experiencing Easter in New Orleans was just such a random thing that I didn't have planned. I didn't even know Easter was coming, and I got to see crazy outfits and experience the parades, and it was just like, I think it's the best Easter I'm ever gonna have. And then the third cool thing about today is it is my sister's birthday, so happy birthday, sis! My sister has made appearances in many of my vlogs, but we also have a video where we talk about She Thinks underwear, so all you ladies out there who are interested in period underwear, go watch that video because you're getting 2 really different perspectives on the products and our opinion and a review and whatever. That's cool, and I think that's kind of what I want to talk about as far as like what are like some of my favorite things about my sister, because this is a favorite video. And I guess it's the fact that we're so different and yet we can totally get each other at the same time, and we respect our differences, because I think living in your bubble and only living by one perspective is just a shallow way of living, and you're not going to live a deep and fulfilling life if you're not willing to go out of your comfort zone and have people who might push you out of your comfort zone. So happy birthday, sis! Boo! I totally forgot, it's a little later, but I totally forgot to mention one last favorite item, which did have to do with my sister, and that is what I sent her for her birthday. I found a cute little shop that sells a real-life coconut with a little greeting on it. So I purchased a few of these. One of them did go to my sister and her family, one went to my parents, and then a couple more are in transit, so I don't want to say a whole lot. So I wanted to share those coconut postcards with you guys, and this little itty-bitty snippet of my sister and her family opening up the package I sent them.
And then there's a bubble-wrapped coconut!
Ooh! Really?
I think that's what it is.
Whoa. Wait. I see
It says aloha from Hawaii.
Okay.
Cute. Aloha means
One
hi.
thing at a
I think I
time.
saw the wiggle
Uh-oh.
there.
Then there's some coffee.
Ooh.
One!
Wow!
I wonder if we should have
Okay.
waited to give him that
It's
till his
probably
birthday.
There's a
Oh, here's the note. Can you wrap this present for me?
Theo, you want to say anything to Auntie Holly?
Thank you!
So yeah, happy birthday, sis. Happy Easter to everyone who celebrates Easter, and happy 1-year anniversary to me of my travels. Yay! And I guess on that note, before I give you my tent tour actually, I guess I'll just tell you guys what my little announcement is, because I feel like this is appropriate timing, but I'm going to be actually taking a bit of a break from making YouTube videos and a break from posting on social media in general. I really have just been trying to live intuitively and follow my gut, and my gut has kind of been pushing me to take a step back and take some time to just breathe. I've been feeling very busy lately, and I really would rather do things well and do things wholeheartedly than do everything and half-ass it. So when I come back, there will be some changes, and they will all be very positive changes. So I hope you guys will hit the bell button so that you get notifications when I post again, because it will be a couple weeks at least. And, you know, the next step on top of that would be just to make sure you follow me on Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter and Facebook, you know, whatever. And I'll be sure to post on all of those when I am back from my break. But I am going to be taking at least a couple weeks off. It's important that I do it, and yeah, that's my announcement. Okay, so this video is probably so long, but tent tour. Let's go do a tent tour, okay? Yeah.